if I do not come back, then someone else will have to take over the company. And that's another thing. The answer, you know, got added to the remake as DLC, because that's a thing now, you know, everything's got DLC. Which annoys me. I mean, to be fair, you know, back in the day when this game came out, this was basically the equivalent of a DLC, except you have to buy the whole game again. But honestly, for the pricing on some DLCs, you basically are paying for the game a second time, because the freaking prices are freaking ridiculous. Like in some cases with games that have multiple DLCs, you're paying more than you paid for the game initially, for all the DLCs added up. It's ridiculous. It's like, you know, I played Jurassic World Evolution, got almost every one of its DLCs except for that Raptor one, which was just like, even now it's like, just a few Raptor skins? No thanks, I can't be bothered with that. And then they just added in for free in the sequel for those ones anyway, so it's like, even more point of being like, well, pointless then, isn't it? Bought most of the DLCs in Jurassic World Evolution 2, and, you know, as I was like, paying for these DLCs, even when I was getting them on sale, I was like, you know, starting to do a bit of the math in my head, and it's like, it's kind of fucking ridiculous, really, isn't it? We're paying more for the DLCs than the base game itself. Is it adding as much content to it as, you know, the base game itself? And it's like, It's like, I've been playing Jurassic World Evolution 3, and I've not bought the Deluxe upgrades or any of the other DLC things they've got at the moment, because they're like, for one, they aren't on sale, and two, they're freaking pricier than the previous game, and I don't know, Jurassic World Evolution 3 just doesn't vibe as much with me as its previous games. I feel like it's kind of a case of diminishing returns on that one. Like, wow, you added in a lot more stuff. Well, not really. I mean, the roster of dinosaurs, you know, all that is decreased because they didn't have time to port them all over with their own baby variants, because they added baby dinosaurs and all that to this game. But they also, you know, allow you to build shit, you know? Trouble is, I can't figure this shit out. It's like, okay, you build some walls, I just want to place this window or this door on there, and no, it's flat on the ground and I can't get it to stick to the goddamn freaking wall, and the controls on a controller are ass, and I'm just like, ugh. So it's like, you know, again, DLC where it's like, you just get a new dinosaur, a few new species, and some more stuff you can use to build, which I suck at, so I'm like, I can't be bothered with that. Anyways, to the point, when I do eventually play that remake, you know, I'll also have to wait until the answer goes on sale, because at full price it's about a bit outrageous. Especially if they have, I assume they've added quality of life improvements to it. Maybe added a few new things, but the answer is definitely not a particularly enjoyable scenario. It's like, I like the story, how it, you know, develops and all that. It gives a nice little, wraps things up in a way, but gameplay wise, it was frustrating. It was basically just a dungeon crawl for the most part. A bit of story was really, and you know, I don't feel like that is something I'd pay a bunch of money for. It would have to be discounted. So the thing is, when it was discounted, it was like I was a few pounds short on my wallet, on my PlayStation account. I couldn't be bothered to top it up, because I don't use, you know, the credit card thing on there, because I'm like, no, I'd rather just use vouchers to top it up, you know? I prefer to do it that way. I still remember when the PSN got hacked years ago. It's like, I don't know if my account was impacted by that or not, but I do remember getting like a free avatar and a free game out of it. It's like, choose one of these two games and one of these avatars. I wanted like this dragon avatar thing, which I've since lost access to because that was on my other account, which I since lost access to because I'm like, I don't know what email I even used for that one, and I don't remember the password on it. So I was like, well, shit. And I got Little Big Plants. So that was nice. But I don't have them now because it's on a different account. That's why I hate it, man. It's like if you lose access to your account, you lose all your shit. It sucks. That's why I prefer physical stuff. Anyways, though I have every intention of returning. It's not like me just to give up. I've made up my mind. I'm gonna fight to the end. My exam grades were what I expected, so I feel relieved. Now, what should I do for Christmas? You know, eat a cake? Just makes me think of that freaking South Park song. Here's that in Japan, all they do is eat a cake, sir. No matter what it say. Hello, Mr. Sugar, it's very fucking Christmas. Blah, 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 blah. Super offensive song, but you know, it's on brand. It's just that, you know, honestly looking at the world these days, it's like, South Park is great because it's like, it's outrageous parody, but the world itself has become an outrageous parody. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't care how I did on the exams. I have such a hard decision. My teachers used to tell me not to worry about test scores. Is what they must have meant. What about, you know, have you decided, well, to fight against the apocalypse or symptoms? God damn it, man. It's like I'm right behind Junpei, but it just counts as talking to Akihiko. It's so weird in perspective. Christmas is almost here. Are you excited for it? No, not really. What are you talking about? This might be our last Christmas. And you know, give your heart, and the very next day you threw it away to see apocalypse. You gotta enjoy while it lasts, dude. Sure am. Cool, let's enjoy Christmas. Like last Christmas, not the song, but last Christmas, you know, last year, it was very... I mean, past two Christmases have been weird, because my mother not being around anymore. The last year was, you know, it felt like the who gives a fuck Christmas, basically. There's like, nobody's really into it. It's like, that kind of feels fitting, you know, but it's in my grandfather's grave on Christmas Day. You know, it feels like, you know, fitting, really, this, you know, gloomy atmosphere. And it's like, I remember taking Christmas presents with my fathers and my nephews, because we needed help carrying them all. And as I was walking back, windy ass, cold, dark weather and day, well, it was more like late afternoon or early-ish evening, I guess. Late evening, I can't remember what time it was. The point was, pitch black outside. Outside, you know, street lights and all that. Wind. And by the time I got back, I was like, ugh. Felt absolutely like crap. And then I played Jurassic World Evolution 3. Because that's, you know, I got that for Christmas. And I was just like, what's just going on? I almost forgot about Christmas. Like I was sleepwalking. I opened my eyes and was like, oh yeah, Christmas. Like, oh yeah, Christmas, but, you know, it's Japan, so, and I imagine nobody here is actually a Christian. So, you know, even less. Channel is showing news related to that syndrome. Yeah, honestly, it feels like in some ways, you know, this game mirrors the real world. It's like there's a lot of apathy in the world today. Arf. Mitsuru. Koromaru looks happy when he comes to me. I think I'll make this a regular stop on my own walks. Of course he likes it here, this is where his owner lives. It may not be appropriate to mention this, but it's almost Christmas, and well, Forget I said. Look quiet as Mitsuru. What? Do I want anything for Christmas? Welcome back. You seem to have enjoyed yourself out there. Let's head back. The only thing is, we're gonna have to switch up personas again because I need one for the empress. The empress, of course, being Mitsuru. So I can't believe we're gonna be spending freaking Christmas Day with the moon guy. It's chilly today. I've got all Adonai. So Anisha left early, so I'll be teaching today in her place. Onishi. What teacher was she? Was she the math teacher or was it different subjects? Either way it goes, he's gonna teach some completely different. I think today we'll learn about near-death experiences. There's no real reason for it, it's just being on your mind. Now, near-death experience is defined as something an individual experiences just before death. Is it true insight into the afterlife or simply a trick of the dream? Opinions vary, but it is true that near-death experiences have been hotly debated topic for some time. There are few surviving records linked to near-death experiences. According to the writings of Plato, resuscitated soldiers used the afterlife experience. Similar examples reported in Japan by ethnologist Kunio Yamagita and Sono Wanagakawa. Psychologist Carl Jung wrote back in his own year. He saw a vision of the earth from afar. I'm sure you've heard their own stories of famous sports and movies. I mean, that's, it's like I have a friend that I think had a near-death experience. And that they were literally stabbed by some asshole. Which is wild. And I think they said that they basically more or less were, dead. But now obviously they were suffering devastated. But I'm not sure if they experienced so anything like that. But a few years back when my dad was in hospital, he had like a few seizures because of the medicine he was using. And I'm not sure if that really would count, because it did feel like we were going to lose him now. Life has not felt normal ever since then, honestly. After that was when everything happened with my mother happened, when half a year later. But he remembers seeing his father in the window or something like that, stuff like that. Just makes you wonder and stuff like this, if it's a case of there actually being something there, or if it is a trickery of the mind, like an hallucination. Because, it varies. Some people experience nothing, some people do. I have a few first-hand reports here for me today. Let me read you some of them. I felt as if my soul was attached to my body. I met a friend who had already passed away. And that's another one you hear, right? People who they die in hospital, and they feel like they are above themselves and looking down at themselves. And stuff like that, and then they get revived, and it's like, whoop. I saw my whole life flashing before my eyes. I saw the most brilliant lives. I was very brilliant. I experienced complete and total happiness. This is called euphoria. These kinds of reports are different. Some have attempted to make direct recordings of near-death experiences. Researcher Kenneth Rings tries to quantify near-death experiences with their way to its core. Some methods have led to a new theory of near-death experiences that goes like so. An individual who is dying denies that fact. He eventually realizes that death is a reality that he must accept and becomes angry. He? You should say they, man. This is implying only men experience death. As a result, you try to do anything you can to stay alive. Their life. And the futility of this leads to depression. In the end, he accepts his fate. Although we may initially deny that we are separate in the end, it's just how we really are. Is everyone listening? It's not every day you'll hear us like this. How about a little test to prove you were listening? Get wrong in memories of your lack of schools here. Now him saying that, like, some people probably would prefer that. And that school is horrible. Who should I pick? Alright, I could have asked you. Why so mean? What is the feeling of happiness in a near-death street? Oh. It's like utopia. It's lovely now. Good work, that is correct. You have a happy school life. Some people say a near-death experience awakens one's high consciousness. Well, if that's true, there's an observably lower fear of death in those who have been through it. Perhaps this is because near-death experiences are surprisingly free of pains. But this is not to say I'd want any of you to seek out. Use the time you have here wisely. That's all today. Class is dismissed. A very short class. John confusing me. Hello, Ethan. You seem to be doing it. Do you have any plans at the school today? I'd like to talk to you. Have free falling. Let's see. Well, would you mind keeping me company? I don't have anything to do. Let me know what you decide. See you once it's been done. It's a good thing it's not like the later Persona games where you agree to hang out and you automatically do that right afterwards. Because we need to, change personas next. Makes it sound like we're changing clothes, which in a way it kinda is, Like I'll put on Odin for the day. Maybe you should talk to her after school. That's the thing for today. Dude, have you noticed around Christmas time people flirt like crazy? Magazines filled with sad faces now. Man, I wish you hear sound between your girlfriend. Doesn't work that way, man. Like sounded like, I'm not Cupid, man. This isn't my job. Like, but Press is all about peace and love and goodwill and all that. So why do I not get the love bit back? Look, I'm more, materialistic kind of thing, so, unless it's something physical, it's like, kind of screwed. It's like, well, what about a robot? Girlfriends, like, we don't have those. Yes. It's only a matter of time. And that is how the robot apocalypse happens. People are abusing their robots and they rise up and destroy us all. Just have to clear up space this way, I guess. I am Sati, I will be your shining blades. Doesn't matter. Oh, I forgot how to play. It's been a while. Forget how that chord progression works. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. Because, you know, this is just to clear up space. Let's see what it compares to anyway. Yeah, it loses its ability that way, though, doesn't it? Empress. Which one shall we do? I guess this one. The one I think that might be misspelled, I'm not percent sure. I think its name is spelled differently. For some reason. Maybe someone, when they were translating, didn't, you know, realize, put two and two together. It's like, oh, it's that. Okay, so that would be actually how it's spelled. And that's the trouble, man. They've got all these gods, deities, and things from mythology and all that from around the world, translated into multiple different languages. It's gonna get confusing at some point. Can you imagine if the vocals here were sung by Michael Jackson? It's just bizarre. It's already a bizarre track. So you got this weird, you got those weird vocals in the background, a bunch of keys. It's like, what the fuck is going on in this track? And then eventually you get to that bit coming out. It's like, wow, that came out of nowhere. It's like that was a long build up to that. I saw your exam results. Good work. That's quite an accomplishment. Consider doing all you've had to do. It's an reward for your hard work. What a coincidence. Are you leaving? Seriously, I'm curious how you do that. If you have lecture okay, let's go. Yeah, but I have it in my mind. Seriously not. So easy, simply purchase a ticket at the window and watch a movie. It may sound strange, but I have the negative experience of going to the theater. Even though we sat at the end of the aisle, I don't feel like my review was compromised. I find it interesting that so much thought is put into the design and construction of the movie. And you know how COVID kind of destroyed it, for the most part. It's like, I imagine that was the case, you know, when COVID happened, you know, people were not going out, so no one done the movies, and then, you know, once everything opens up, but like, there's probably like a rush for people who just like, you have to like, oh yeah, we gotta reconnect in the world and all that. And then after that, you know, the novelty of it being new again wore off. It's like, I just watch it on streaming services when it comes out in a few months. And then the movie, you know, theaters, not successful. I haven't seen a movie in cinema in years. I don't really watch movies in general. How do we reply? Said the rich girl. No, that thanks to you. I've always felt too uncomfortable. Like after you have a TV bigger than the one you now being rich and all. So it's expressed her appreciation. I don't think I would normally have this type of conversation. It seems to me that Yukari is the type of girl who wouldn't feel inhibited watching this lifestyle. She's also more suited to ride a motorcycle. Yukari with a motorbike? I don't know. Maybe it's like, you know, in sort of Core Golden, where like, we're gonna get motorbikes, man, we're gonna get a license, it's gonna be cool, and then like, none of them gets a motorbike in the end, really. They end up with scooters instead. Like, that's the best we can do, man. A motorcycle. Yes, I believe you've seen it before. I used to use it when I provided support for the team. Ah, yes, you did have that. So, you know, Mitsuru rode on it. However, I didn't purchase it solely for that purpose. With a motorcycle, I can go where I want, and I want to go by myself. And you know, completely, well, it's not like people who wear motorbike ignore the rules of the road or anything like that. They do kind of take a bit of liberties here and there, sometimes. Which, you know, in some cases is like a motorbike. The thing about motorbike being dangerous is, you know, if you get hit while on a motorbike, you're gonna be like hit pretty hard. It's like even if you're in a car, it's gonna be the same thing depending on the severity of the crash. You know? In a motorbike, you're a lot more out in the open, literally. You don't really have anything to protect you if you get hit by it. My modest attempt at rebelling against my restricted life. Well, then why didn't you join the cast of Persona 5? That was all about rebelling. Until it wasn't. Honestly, Persona 5 Royal feels like, you know, if you took Persona 5's theme of rebellion, and then we're like, let's add in Persona 4's, you know, introspective side of it, you know, about facing yourself, and combine the two. I mean, I don't recall Persona 1 really having much of that, but I think one of the Persona 2 games has a moment where, you know, characters face like a darker side of themselves or something like that. So, you know, it wasn't Persona 4 where that, you know, became unique to the series, but, you know, that one really homed in on that. But anyways, you know, Persona 5 was all about rebellion. But then they also had the facing yourself. Although they did have that in the base Persona 5 as well. But it was less about that, more than, what was it actually? I guess it was a bit of seeing apart themselves, but it's also... Yeah, because the way I was thinking about it now, it only really applies to Yusuke in the case of them not just seeing, you know, the real self, but also seeing the real self in another person that, you know, we're confronted with this, and have no choice but to accept it. Just play Persona 5, you know, that right now. Whatever. Back to life. I had planned to get rid of it after it was done. I decided to have it repaired instead. It may be a bit of an exaggeration to say I care, but I do enjoy writing from time to time. Serious and casual. But I think of it, the protagonist of Persona 4 is Scooter. I think might have actually been like a police motorbike or something. I can't remember. Dojima's like, you can have this, you know, you got your license all on it, so I'll be the cool uncle for once, and you know, let you have this. Sue's motorcycle. Let's go for a ride. Together, just the two of us. And you're right about that. If you plan to sit on the back. Either way, it would be a lot of fun. She seems to be very happy. Thank you, I feel better. Mitsuru has expressed her gratitude. They should come close. Just voice things in your head. I can't imagine riding a motorbike or being a passenger on a motorbike as well. You know, it's like doing the family tree stuff, you know, coming across newspaper articles of relatives. The thing is with the newspaper stuff, more often than not, it comes down to the super distant relatives. You know, where it's like a cousin of an ancestor, as opposed to a sibling of an ancestor or the ancestor themselves, you know. But there've been a few cases where, you know, there'll be someone who got fined, you know, for having a passenger on the back of their bike. Whether it'd be like a bicycle or, you know, an actual motorbike of some sort. And they didn't have the required license for it, or like insured, or the lights weren't on properly or something like that. It's like, I think an actual ancestor did get in trouble for the latter of that at one point. It's like the only time they're actually mentioned in the newspaper article, for the most part, because the other one was different. But that's their only crime that's is being, you know, acknowledged in the newspaper that they did. It's like, you didn't have the light on your bicycle there, I'm gonna fine you. As I lie down, they're swinging the shoes, yes. Then I got one ancestor that constantly got in trouble for not sending their kids to school regularly. It's like, dude, no wonder why you freaking have another article where he mentions like, I've got all this debt and shit. It's like, probably because you keep getting fined. Mituru, Kyojo says like, it's level 5. Battle group serves the empress and his group. Though that pales in comparison to, you know, their son-in-law, which would have been the brother-in-law of the ancestor after that. Constantly got in trouble for that, but on top of that, constant troublemaker, you know, getting in trouble, buying this, what's the word, indecent language, drunken behavior, stealing coal, occasionally, you know, stuff like that. There's one newspaper article noted, but this is like the dozenth time or something that they've had this, you know, problem with this guy. Well, good God, man, obey the law. Mitsuru wants to get to know you better. They should spend more influence. You don't have any objectives. I'd like to stay here with you for a little while longer. Side of the is all moving. It's like, that's not staying there for longer. We got some chicken brown cow.
Welcome back.
No further dialogue on that. I have no choice but to go on. The answer was in front of me the entire time. Do not come back. If I do not come back, then someone else might take the gun. Although I have every intention to. But I believe in keeping the same dialogue. Where is it? Looks over here with Freaking Street. It's Christmas tree. Koromaru, what do you think the true meaning of Christmas is? We went over this before. Joy to the world. Consumerism is... I was going to say dead, but no, consumerism is very much alive. Peace on earth. Now that may be a bit more questionable. Peace on earth, that's the meaning. That's what I think too. This spirit should put a smile on everyone's face. So let's be happy. Now with the whole thing with Christianity and Jesus, it's like, because like, it's so far back in time, I feel like that's the thing with religions that are really super old. You can't really place the origin, because it's very murky on the origins. It's like, okay, so, born on Christmas Day, except, no, that's not really certain. It's like, Jesus' existence is like, proof of it all, you know, like in historic record outside of the diamond. It's like might have existed. Don't know. Maybe it did exist. I mean, you know, religions have to start somewhere. So you know, when this religion begins to where it is now, could they have foresaw what the holiday would become? I mean, back then, you know, Christmas wouldn't have been a thing. That came later on, where for whatever way it was less of it being like this is Jesus' birthday and more we got to get those pagans on board with us, and they're all about the winter thingamabob around that time of year. So what if we say it's, you know, Jesus' birthday so that they come around to our ideas instead? Something like that. But you know, either way, when, you know, it was originally decided, okay, Christmas Day, compare it to when it was decided this is his birthday and we will celebrate it, to how it is in the modern day with all its commissions. How would people from all the way back then react to it now? Like, what happened? What is this? You know, you get all these older religions like that. Oh, blah 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 blah. I wasn't paying attention to the dialogue. The day after tomorrow because it's the empress' birthday. I don't have any plans, do you? Well, let me guess, you're gonna get ready for Christmas lights. Well, good luck on choosing a present to build for lights. Is that gonna be a thing? Because we're gonna be hanging out with a guy on Christmas. It just doesn't feel right, especially considering who the guy is. So you're gonna make this Christmas a meaningful one. That's good thinking, maybe I'll ask. Last Christmas, because we're all dead. The very next day, yeah, that's when we die. You know, it's like going back to the ancestor stuff. You know, some ancestors actually did die around Christmas time. I think one of them died on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. One ancestor died on the 22nd. And I can't remember, I think the funeral might have been the day after Christmas, I'm not sure. But man, that would really sour a holiday, wouldn't it? I forgot what I was even talking about before then now. It's like I was going on about something before talking to Akihiko, realized that I skipped through his dialogue thinking there was nothing new. And I forgot what I was talking about before that. Teenage boys your age tend to spend Christmas with their girlfriends. What about you, Mituru-san? Do you have anyone special to spend Christmas with? Yes, in fact, guy. Well, I'm sure you'll find that stuff sometime soon. Or, you know, he's got all his girlfriends, but he's more interested in a fat man that he's hardly interacting with at all. Well, you sound like an adult. Let's retrace our path. Junpei? Junpei. Christmas! Not ringing any bells. No pun intended for Christmas and all that. I can't remember what I was talking about before all that. I have very terrible memory. Conclusions. Today's news of the epicenter of Mediterranean. In light of news, we join our foreign correspondent live from Rockefeller Center in New York City. We'll give us a look at the Christmas mood in the Big Apple, where everyone knows. Everyone knows what. You can't leave it on a cliffhanger. What do they know? What does New York know about Christmas? Never been to New York. I've never been to the States in general. But, you know, it seems like it's kind of like London. New York seems like the London of the US. Big city. And I just don't see the appeal. I have no interest in big cities, or cities in general. I'm more of a country bumpkin. I prefer, the country because it's crowded. I hate crowded places. And cities are the crowdedest places of all. That's why, I got interested, visiting Japan someday, maybe. But then I really stopped to think about it. That's a long trip on a plane. And on top of that, crowded. Tokyo is super crowded. So, yeah. Right. Arf. Fuka. Koro-chan so as happy as ever, even though it's so cold. Thanks. Interrupted again. Hey, we gotta go. I'm sure it may be an odd choice for doing something like this up. Do you have any plans for Christmas? Assuming you're free, of course. I have some preparations. Real quietly too. Are we gonna have to make a choice for Christmas? So Christmas Eve on the walkthrough just has it listed as event Christmas Eve. So I assume we're gonna have something Christmas Eve instead of Christmas Day. Christmas Day we're hanging out with Batman for the second time. It's Christmas about goodwill and all that. So we thought about bringing goodwill because everyone hates you. It's going to be nice. So we're going to hang out with you because nobody else would. In the back court, I went to the bath again today. Things right now. Thing about dogs, It's like you clean them and then they immediately nah, I've got to get that smell back. I guess it's still not returned. Maybe that'll be the Christmas event for Christmas Eve. Today is the Emperor's birthday, there's no school. So is it the same Emperor that is still the Emperor of Japan to this day? Is it the same guy? So his birthday is the 23rd of December. There's no school. I'm not sure if we have anything similar here in the UK. It's the King's birthday. So, no school.
I thought you were gonna go visit your mother's grave.
Wait a minute. Is this gonna be a good kind of parallel to the previous scene we've seen where these two meet up? Where he convinces, Ken to come back, where he's like, I can't make a choice for you, it's up to you in the end, but it's I choose to fight and all that, and it's up to you whether you want to come along or not. You can just stay here, or you can come back, choice is yours. Where it feels like it was Akihiko trying to convince Ken. It feels like maybe this is going to go in the opposite direction now, where it's Ken is going to get Akihiko on board, where it's now we gotta fight. What are you doing debating all about this crap? The answer's obvious.
Oh, hi, Sonata-san.
Is this where you should be?
Well, I was planning to, but when I thought about what I was gonna say to her, it just didn't feel right. There are things I still need to do before I talk to her again.
Yeah, same here. I don't have anything I need to tell Shinji right now.
What about your sister? I mean, granted, she died way back, but still. Imagine the wild stories he'd have to tell his sister in the afterlife. We had his personas and stuff. It was wild shit, man.
I have my own stuff to deal with.
An undefeatable enemy, huh? Gosh, I wonder what it's like.
You got me. But it doesn't matter, because I've made up my mind. I'm gonna look it straight in the eyes.
Okay, you did need convincing from Ken, though, so it's not a parallel where, roles are reversed.
Straight in the eyes. I like the sound of that. You can count me in too.
would go right for the eyes. It'd be like that boss in, what was it called? God damn it, Rave and something. A stupid name. It's like, seriously, it's a good game and all, but my god, they give it a weird ass title. I can't remember what it's called, but you know the game I'm talking about. They had a boss fight in that, where it's like you gotta target the eyes. Yeah, I remember seeing like a comment on something about how the art style for the humans, which are basically the monsters in that game, were basically, you know, inspired by this one artist. And I, you know, looked at the artwork and I was like, they weren't just inspired, they just copied one of the designs from one of his paintings. It's like the first big bad, well, I guess technically second, but it's the first real proper boss I think. It's like, sure, the other one before it was the first boss, but, you know, yeah, I mean, the one where you're battling the city, the first proper big bad boss. It's like, it's clearly its entire design is based on that painting, because it's identical. It's got the exact same design. I was like, wow. Christmas tree. Has there been peace on Earth ever? I mean, at any given point in human history, there's not been universal peace in the world. They always got a bunch of assholes. Don't think of this as our last Christmas. Simply think of it as this year's Christmas. Enjoy. Arf. Christmas Eve tomorrow. Many Christmas trees all over town will shine in lights. Mostly at the mall, because that's the only place we'll see. Christmas always here, you excited for it? It's gonna be uneventful. Probably. Must be out in the town somewhere. Unless they're somehow on the third floor. Seems unlikely. No one ever comes around here unless they... So, Akihiko, Ken, and Yukari seem to be absent. But I guess I'll go try to find them in town before we hang out with Michael to max out the Hangman social link, which is long overdue. It's the moon guy, but we're only going to be hanging out with him Christmas Day onwards.